Hello everyone. Welcome to one of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science's science labs. Today we're going to do some experiments about what would happen to the human body in some of Earth's most acidic environments. In particular, we're going to look at what would happen to the hardest part of the human body, the teeth. And you're probably wondering, where did I get this bag of human teeth? Well, where else am I going to get it from? I got it from...
the Tooth Fairy!
That's right, the Tooth Fairy. And we had permission to use these teeth from their previous owner.
These are from our friend Rohana. She lost them as a baby, but grew new ones, so she doesn't need these anymore.
Wow! Thanks, Tooth Fairy!
Anytime. If you ever need... Wait, did you hear that? Somebody just lost a tooth and put it underneath a pillow. I must be off. Goodbye!
Okay, thanks, Tooth Fairy. To simulate some of the hyperacidic pools in Dallol, Ethiopia, we have some hydrochloric acid. But first, let's see what would happen to your teeth in some more common acids. Here we have orange juice, a carbonated cola, vinegar, and water for a control. One way to measure how acidic something is with the pH scale. Water is at 7, right in the middle. The lower the numbers are, the more acidic they are. We can test this with litmus paper. When you dip litmus paper in a substance, it changes color in telling you how acidic it is. You can see that the orange juice is kind of yellowy orange. And the cola is a teensy bit redder than the orange juice. And the vinegar, which is actually a cleaning vinegar, so it's more acidic than normal vinegar, is a little more pink. Next, we measure the teeth on a very, very sensitive scale so we can figure out exactly how much they corrode in the acid. Finally, it's time to put the teeth in the acids and begin our experiment. And then, we wait. So our teeth have been soaking overnight in the acids. Now we get them out of the acids, we'll dry them off a little bit, and then we'll weigh them, and finally, we get our results. All of our measurements are in grams. We see that the tooth that was in water changed mass by about 0%. That's what we expected. The tooth that was in vinegar lost about 12%. The tooth that was in cola lost about 16%. And the tooth that was in orange juice lost about 10% of its mass. Now this is just one experiment, and all of our teeth had different starting weights. To get really accurate numbers, we'd have to do this over and over again with lots and lots of different teeth. But these preliminary results suggest that the acid that's worst for your teeth, cola. Also, look at that tooth. It looks worse than the other teeth in a couple of different ways. Maybe there's something else in cola that's bad for your teeth.
It's sugar, which comes in many forms, like high fructose corn syrup. Beware!
But now it's time for the main event, the hydrochloric acid. So now let's check the pH of our hydrochloric acid. It is much redder than our other acids, much more acidic. In fact, to test this, I think we're going to need a bigger tooth. This is an adult molar donated by our curator of space sciences, Dr. Kachun Yu. Now we begin our experiment. We take the tooth, we put it into our scientific glassware, and we pour the hydrochloric acid over it. Now we've actually diluted the acid to about 40%, so it's safer to work with, but it's still extremely acidic. You can see the reaction is already taking place. We actually set up a time-lapse camera to watch this tooth overnight. Now it's time to check our results. Let's see how much of this tooth is left. And here it is. It looks much smaller. To figure out exactly how much smaller, let's compare it to the before tooth. As you can see, the crown is almost entirely gone, and the roots are much, much smaller. Now all that's left is to weigh our tooth and get our final results. In 40% hydrochloric acid, our tooth decayed by over 70%. That means it's less than 1/3 the size it was before. Wow, hydrochloric acid. Pretty intense and scary. But did you know you actually have some hydrochloric acid with you right now? Yeah, in your tummy. That's right, hydrochloric acid is one of the main components of stomach acid that our bodies use to break down the food that we eat. But don't worry, your stomach lining protects the rest of your body from this dangerous acid. Just, try not to swallow any of your teeth.
Leave them under your pillow instead, where they belong.